the car ahead of us would have failed their driving test because, as you saw, they started to go through the intersection while the pedestrians were crossing almost directly in front. If you were to stop too close to the car ahead of you, that would be a dangerous maneuver. This friend on the right would fail their driving test because they're using a red lane, which means don't stand here, don't stop here, don't be here. And they used that lane to make a right turn. Hey, it's Jacqueline. And we're going to do a 10-minute practice test, focusing specifically on the kinds of errors that cause an automatic fail. So while we're driving, we're going to review the critical driving errors and just think about how we can avoid making them. The first error that I want you to be thinking about is examiner intervention. If at any time the examiner has to remind you to stop or is looking out for you and noticing something that you're not noticing and they have to tell you about it, that would be an automatic fail. You'll begin your driving test in the DMV parking lot. And so it's also too important to remember that traffic scanning and speed control are an important part of your safe driving. So your goal is to set out on your test showing that you're aware of potential obstacles, you're prepared to scan and yield when necessary, and you don't need any support from your passenger. The next critical driving error that we should review is if you were to bump anything. And that makes sense. You're not allowed to hit anything when you're out on your driving test. You have to pass by obstacles safely, even in tight spaces. And you have to be sure that the footprint of your car is clear of any obstacles. When you're parking on your driving test, you'll be asked to pull over and park parallel to the curb. And when you do that, it's really important to remember not to bump the curb. I'm sure you've probably already been practicing parking parallel to the curb, and you've already got a sense that the front right corner of the car can be difficult to develop a perspective, but it's really important that you have a sense of where the front right tire is, and when you're arriving to park, you make sure you use the guidelines within 18 inches from the curb, but not touching the curb. Another area that you want to be very aware of is observing all stop lights and stop signs, all of the rules of the road. If you were to run a stop sign or a stoplight, that of course would be a critical driving error. So we remember that green means go when it's safe. We remember that red means stop. And with the yellow lights, I hope you've had practice understanding when the yellow light turns yellow, if it's time for you to stop, or if you have time to clear the intersection. And there was our yellow light, giving us that opportunity to come to a nice stop at our limit line. Another area that you want to be aware of that can be a situation on the driving test or in life is if there are safety vehicles or safety personnel. So of course you have to yield for safety vehicles if there's a fire truck or a police truck. And in that case, you would make a right lane change and clear the path for the emergency vehicle to pass. You also have to stay aware of workers who might be working on the road. If you have a safety person that's guiding traffic, please remember that the safety person guiding traffic supersedes the existing signs. So if they say slow, you go slow. If they say stop, you stop, no matter what the lights or other signs say. I just wanted to pop in and give my highest recommendation to the Zutobi driving app. They've helped so many of my students who are feeling anxious about the driving test to do the final prep they need to pass the permit. Zutobi has simulations, additional content, videos, everything that a new driver or a parent needs to help guide learning to drive process. If you're looking for a great resource to help you or someone you love prepare for their permit, the Zutobi app is where it's at. The next category that I want to think about is speed. On your driving test, you'll have to demonstrate that you can calibrate your speed safely with the posted speed limit. We're never meant to go above the speed limit. And this can be challenging sometimes for new drivers because they might see other people speeding and going above the speed limit. So please remember to stay calibrated at the speed limit. If you were to go 5 miles over the speed limit, for example, 30 in a 25, that would be an automatic fail. So as I see the flashing speedometer sign ahead, our goal is to calibrate at 25 with the rest of traffic. We want to be careful and not speed above the speed limit. Another category of critical driving errors is called dangerous maneuvers. And a dangerous maneuver would be if you were making a lane change and you did not check your blind spot. You always have to check your mirrors and your blind spot before you make a lane change. So really important to remember checking from the midline to the side and over your shoulder before you begin to move the vehicle. There's another category of dangerous maneuvers. If you were to stop too close to the car ahead of you, that would be a dangerous maneuver. If you were to make a left turn and your examiner felt like oncoming traffic was coming too close or too fast, that could be considered a dangerous maneuver. And if you were to turn onto a road with through traffic and you disrupted the flow of traffic, so much so that someone had to put on their brakes to avoid hitting you, that would be considered a dangerous maneuver. So the most important part about keeping your passenger feeling safe is to make sure that you're flowing safely with traffic, not disturbing the flow of traffic, not getting too close or letting anyone get dangerously close to you. Another area to think about when we think about our critical driving areas is the category called lane violation. It's really important to remember that you would never cross a solid white line. We're only allowed to change lanes when there is a dashed line. So that means we also would not do a lane change in an intersection. That would be a lane violation. And I love that we had the opportunity to yield for the pedestrian. The car ahead of us would have failed their driving test because, as you saw, they started to go through the intersection while the pedestrians were crossing almost directly in front. And that would fall into that category of dangerous maneuver, failing to yield for pedestrians. So back to the lane violation. This friend on the right would fail their driving test because they're using a red lane, which means don't stand here, don't stop here, don't be here. And they used that lane to make a right turn, even though there was not a right turn lane there. And that is a very common thing that we see people doing. So I want to make a big deal about it. We are not meant to use the parking lane for a turn lane. We're not meant to use a bus lane for a turn lane. We're not meant to use the area designated for a fire hydrant for a turn lane. And we're only allowed to turn over the bike lane if there's a dashed line at the front. And we're going to keep going straight here, but we can see how the car ahead of us is going to use just the dashed line at the edge of the bike lane to make their right turn. And we can also clearly see the bus lanes and the parking lanes. And so we can see the reminder that we are in the driving lane on the asphalt. The right lane is a parking lane and a bus lane. And if we were going to make a right turn, we would stay in our lane and only start our curve when we're ready to begin our turn. And we'll be able to practice that here. Let's make a right turn at this light, following our road cruise directions, not going into the bus lane, but just turning around it. So when you are on your driving test, your examiner is going to be sitting next to you. They're going to be observing the practice that you've done. They're going to be watching that you are ready to enter the road as a cautious, safe driver. Back there, I used the 15 mile per hour caution speed to go through that narrow trail crossing. And let's go check out one of those intersections that we have to remember to follow even if there isn't a sign. And this is a T intersection with no posted stop sign. So one of those critical driving errors is disobeying a sign or signal. If your examiner tells you to turn left at the end of the road, you have to remember to stop first, scan for pedestrians, bikes, and cars, and only make your turn when it's safe. So we observed the sign of the T, even though there wasn't a stop sign there. Running a driving school isn't easy. Between high operating costs, managing student requests, and delivering top-notch instruction, it's a lot. Zutobi Instructor helps smooth out your day-to-day operations with features like automated scheduling and online payments. You'll also get our best in the nation in-class and online curriculum with engaging videos, immersive driving simulations, and more. Driving schools all over the country are already making the switch and loving the results. It's super simple to get started. Visit Zutobi.com to book a demo or click the link in the description. And let's practice pulling over to park at the curb so we can develop some strategies for avoiding that critical driving error of bumping the curb. And what I want you to think about as we're doing this practice is thinking about how the width of your steering wheel, the width of your knees, and the width of your footprint give you perspective of the width of the car. And the thick center windshield gives me perspective of the front right of the car. And as I'm approaching the curb, I'm letting my right foot guide me. I'm watching the midline of the car as it lines up with the curb line. And then when I check my right mirror, I can see that I'm parallel and nicely spaced. It's also important not to bump the curb when we're reversing. And when I'm reversing, I have to look behind me in the direction I'm going to be rolling. If I didn't, that would be another one of those dangerous maneuvers. And I track my right mirror to keep that spacing between my car and the curb. I barely let my foot off the brake to let the car roll, but then I slow a bit by pressing down on the brake to keep my speed smooth. And I'll be asked to reverse 3 car lengths, and then enter back into the road. And of course, entering back in the road is a lane change. And so I have to check my blind spot. So we've reviewed all of the critical driving errors, and we've practiced driving to see what those errors would look and feel like if we made them. We had a road crew that we got to observe and follow, and we got to pull over and park without bumping the curb. We're also keeping our speed in check, which is an important part of passing the test. And in general, I hope that I'm giving you the feeling that if you were sitting next to me, you would feel confident that I had a good sense of how to be a safe driver. Our examiners at the DMV are doing a really important job. They are trying to make sure that only people who are ready to drive safely receive their driver's license. So I appreciate the work you're doing to make sure that you earn that driver's license, and that includes not doing any of the automatic fails. And again, easy parking, no worry about bumping the curb, because I've done my practice, and I hope you are doing your practice too. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for checking in. Bye.